Hello.
Hi.
Yes, we are in pajama clothes.
We got done Black Friday shopping, and
Oh no, that's not why I am so tired. But that is a story for another day.
it was, yeah. I'm Chris. This is Liz's head.
Liz's knee is throbbing, so Liz had to sit down.
Liz took an arrow to the knee.
I used to be an adventurer like yourself. So anyway, you may notice that we have a menagerie of animal enclosures on our counter. Yeah, so if you live in the Fargo-Moorhead area, you may have heard about the FedEx debacle of Thanksgiving week. Our friend contacted us she contacted me on Saturday. So,
Okay.
6 days ago. She said, hey, I have a shipment of animals coming in on Tuesday. Would you be able to pick them up from FedEx for me? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I can probably get them at like 5 or 5:15. And she goes, okay, that works. And then I said, well, what about the blizzard? Because that was also the day that we were supposed to get our first blizzard of the year.
Yeah, it was Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah, the day that these guys were supposed to have been delivered.
Yeah.
And so she's like, yeah, they'll have them, they're going to be on a plane, and they're going to take them off the plane, they're going to get them there, they're going to be climate controlled the whole way. And I'm like, okay. This is strange to me that we have these animals being shipped the week of Thanksgiving, but okay. I've never ordered live animals. I almost did once. And then I started reading into the live animal guarantee and what goes into it and the shipping method. And I was like, I don't want to deal with that. I will wait for the Exotic Animal Expo and I will buy my animals there that I want. I did. So anyway, Tuesday comes around and I get a text message from Jen. And the text message reads, the flight's been delayed. And then she sends me a screenshot of the delayed flight message from FedEx. And I'm like, okay, I'll go tomorrow and I'll get them whenever they arrive. Wednesday rolls around. 6:34 a.m. I get a message from Jen. Their flight just landed with a screenshot showing FedEx tracking number for these guys, flight number, landed Hector International Airport, Fargo, North Dakota. And I'm like, okay, so I don't see this text message until 9:45, 10 o'clock, because I was off work that day. So I'm like, I'm sleeping in. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'll get dressed and I'll run and go get these animals real quick, because by now they're at the hub and they're ready for pickup, right? So I get to the hub. And I am informed at the hub that the tracking number is wrong. It was scanned incorrectly, and that these animals are on a truck in Memphis, Tennessee. Now, FedEx trucks, UPS trucks, USPS trucks, none of them are climate controlled. So if it is 75 degrees, it is a hot box. It's going to rapidly hit 100 degrees or hotter. If it is 20 degrees and blizzarding, it's going to be 20 degrees in that truck. These are reptiles and amphibians. We have I don't know exactly what everybody is. These are pygmy, marbled, newts. I don't know what their actual scientific name is. I've got pictures of all of them for you. We've been calling them newt and scamander. There are two of them in there. You may notice this is an upside down jumping spider enclosure. It's what I have. Then in here, burrowed inside his or her paper towels, this is a Chihuahua gecko. This is a baby. These are babies. This is a baby. I have been calling this one Mandy. I'll explain that in a little bit. This little guy here, this is a Kaiser Iranian newt. And the lady who owns all of these said that she wants to name one of them Memphis. So that is Memphis. This is what I've been calling them. She might change their names. And I'm okay with that. And here's a crested gecko. She is an adult female crested gecko. She was actually bought as a bribe for the people in Miami to bring these guys to the airport to meet my friend who happened to be in Miami. Her presence here would indicate that that did not happen.
Clementine. I don't think
Yeah, we called her. We're calling her Clementine, and these guys' owner actually loves that, and she said her name is officially Clementine. In here we have a Spanish ribbed newt. They're fully aquatic. I need to add more water in there in a little bit here.
Yep.
I had been calling him Orangey, and we was talking to the owner, and I'm like, he gave me a scare. I thought he was dead, like he wasn't moving. Like, I panicked. I thought I was going to have to tell you that your newt died. And so she said, well, call this other friend and see if she actually wants him, because I was going to give him away. She was going to give him to us, but we didn't want him. This lady's amazing. I love this lady. And so I called the other girl, and I go, yeah, I've been calling it Orangey because he's orange. And she goes, yeah, I'm going to name him Salmonella, though. And I'm like, okay, well, he is now Salmonella. And then in here, we've got 2 spotted newts / spotted salamanders.
I don't know the difference.
We don't know the difference?
Newts,
We're literally learning this on the fly, guys.
from what I can tell, newts have a toad-like, warty skin.
And I've only
Salamanders
handled them
are
with rubber
skinned.
gloves on.
Are smooth. And newts also have web feet, and these guys do not have web feet.
So
I think they're salamanders, yellow
So
spotted.
our friend said that they are basically yellow spotted salamanders. But the invoice that she sent me and that came in the packing box said yellow spotted newts. I don't know. Okay? The difference between the two is basically the humidity level is either 50 to 80% or 70 to 100%. That is the difference.
And what is it?
And the length. The
newts.
Newts will be about this long. Salamanders will be about that long.
Is it
Ish.
newts are a subset of salamander, or salamanders?
Newt is a subset of salamander, I think. Our
So
viewers
is
will correct us.
axolotl.
Our viewers will
Axolotls
correct
are
me
a
if I'm wrong.
salamander also.
So anyway, these guys we have been calling them Gabriel and Castiel. Castiel because we love supernatural and Cass is an amazing angel.
Mm-hmm.
Gabriel because Gabriel is the one that told Mary, you're going to have a baby and he will be called Jesus. Gabriel has also been depicted in film as both male and female, which is important because these guys are babies.
So we don't know.
We don't know if they're boys or girls. The owner doesn't know if they're boys and girls. But the way I looked at it was Gabriel is the bringer of miracles.
Hi, how are
It
you?
is a miracle these guys are
Yeah, you're
alive.
curious, aren't you? Hi.
I know. Hi there.
He's standing up. I got your finger.
So anyway, back to the story. I'm told these animals are on a truck in Memphis. And they're going to be trucked up. The plan being, for FedEx's plan, they're going to arrive in Fargo, North Dakota, on Thursday. And then the truck will be unloaded Friday. And I look at the lady at FedEx and I go, they will die. By putting them on a truck, you are condemning them to die. And the lady goes, well, their plane was delayed. What do you want us to do? Have them wait for the next plane? And I'm like, yes! That's typically how it works when your plane is delayed. Like, if a human being has a ticket for a plane and their plane is delayed, they don't say, okay, we're going to put you on a truck or a bus and drive you to your location. They say, okay, your flight is delayed. We'll get you on the next one. That's I don't know a whole lot about how airports work, but I know that much. So anyway, so I go out. I'm sitting in my truck and I'm panicking at this point, and I'm trying to get a hold of their owner, and I can't get a hold of the owner. And I contact the other lady that has another method of getting hold of the owner, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. They just told me they're on a truck. They're in Memphis, Tennessee. They're going to be driving them up here. They're going to get here Thursday. Thursday, by the way, is Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
It was 20 degrees yesterday. It was 18 degrees today. Just for reference. Wednesday it was...
Fahrenheit, not Celsius.
Fahrenheit. Wednesday it was 20-ish degrees. So all 3 days, the temperatures are too cold for these animals. So this is 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what to do. They just told me to put them on a truck. I don't know what to do, you guys. I've never dealt with this before. I don't order live animals. This is why I don't order live animals. So anyway, I am told by my friend, I'm just gonna say her name is Emma. I am told by Emma, who's getting salmonella. Just
the lizard, not the illness.
The newt.
Yeah, the newt.
She turned me into a newt.
I got better.
So anyway, Emma says, go about your day. There's nothing more that you can do right now. I'm going to work on it. And I'm like, okay. So at 1:34 p.m., the owner, Jen, gets a text message from FedEx that they have arrived at Hector International Airport, Fargo, North Dakota. Okay, strange. Thought they were on a truck, but you know what? I'm not going to complain. They're at the airport in Fargo. She contacts me at 4 o'clock, and she says, they're there. They should be ready for pickup by the time you get there. And I'm like, okay, sweet. So I get in my truck. I drive to FedEx. And I walk in and I go, hi, here's my tracking number. I need to pick these animals up. Oh, they haven't arrived yet. Okay. Now this is 4:15-ish, okay? Between 4:15 and 4:30. I'm like, okay, where are they? They're still at the airport. Okay, well, can I go to the airport and just get them at the airport? Well, no, because they're not going to unload the box or the canister there. And I'm like, okay, when will they arrive here? Well, they might arrive before we close tonight. And I go, they are live animals. They will die if they don't get unloaded today. Well, we understand. We'll see what we can do. Okay. Now, unbeknownst to me, at 4:45, another woman, Amanda.
Where's the chew?
Mandy, Amanda, is in the FedEx office demanding to get her gecko. She is told they're at the airport. So she goes to her car and she starts doing some phone magic and she gets the address and the location at the airport for the FedEx hub. So she drives up to the airport and she's pounding on the door for the FedEx part of the airport. And she is told at 5 o'clock now, took her 15 minutes to get there. 5 o'clock, she is told they are at the FedEx hub and they left the airport 2 hours ago. I was at the FedEx hub between 4:15 and 4:30, guys. Meaning, when I was there asking for them the second time, they were there. So Amanda, unbeknownst to me, because at this point, I've got my child and I'm paying for the Christmas shopping that he has done for all of the grown-ups in his life except for mommy. So I get a phone call and I see that it says FedEx. And this is at 5:40, 5:30-ish. Something like that. My timeline might be off by half an hour here. It says FedEx. And so I'm like, okay, buddy, I need you to give me just a second. I have to answer this call. I answer. And I go, hello? And they go, hi, are you? And they say the owner's name. And I'm like, I don't even care at this point. I go, yes, I am her. Do you have my animals? And they're like, yep, they're ready for pickup. And I'm like, okay, thank God. And now meanwhile, I text Jen and I say, hey Jen, they're there. I'm on my way. I just have to pay for this at the store and I'm on my way. And she goes, a friend told me that you need to video record from the time you get the box until the time that you confirm life on all of the animals. Okay. Again, I've never shipped animals, so as far as I'm concerned, this might be a perfectly normal part of the process. Right? Because there's a live animal guarantee. You have 2 hours to notify the sender of life or death, and it's as morbid as that sounds. So I'm like, okay, no problem. This is kind of turning into story time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. Yep, totally.
So anyway, I go get them, and I open up the box, and I'm like verifying. I'm like, okay, are you moving? Okay, you're moving. Cool. You moving? Okay, you're moving. Cool. You're moving. I do that for all 7 containers. Yeah, 7. And so we get in the truck. I text Jen, and I go, they're all alive. And we send her pictures of all of them. Or we get them home and we set them out on the counter so that they start getting to room temperature. And then we send her pictures of all of them. And then she says, Amanda's Chihuahua gecko looks dead. And I'm like, this Chihuahua gecko? And I'm like, what? And I'm looking and I go, it moved its head. I text her back, it moved its head. And she goes, no, it looked dead. And I'm like, what? So now I'm sitting here and I'm opening these shipping containers and I'm like, okay, yeah, you're moving, you're alive, okay, cool, lid. Okay, you're alive, cool, okay. You're moving, cool. Like, literally, I'm doing that with every single one of them, just making sure that they're moving. And then she texts me that Amanda's gecko, when she opened the package was ice cold, it was on its back, its tongue was sticking out, and it was lifeless. And I'm like, oh my God, this wasn't the only shipment of live animals. This is the moment I realized these weren't the only live animals on that truck. There were at least 5 packages that said live animal that came off of this truck. So Amanda, what she basically did was she got back to the FedEx hub and she informed them she was not leaving without her animal. And if they were not going to unload the truck, she would unload the truck. They told her, well, we're understaffed, so we're just leaving it until Friday. And she goes, no, that's not happening. I'm not leaving without my animal. She supervised them unload the truck. As soon as they handed her her box, she ripped it open and found her gecko and basically did gecko CPR and brought it back to life. Ironically enough, the breeder named it Phoenix and she kept the name Phoenix. I don't blame her. And then she watched them as they made a phone call to every single person that had a package sitting there. If it had not been for Mandy, these animals might not have survived.
And a lot of other animals to people in Fargo.
She saved all of those animals' lives that were still alive at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what people found when they opened the packages. So anyway,
But
hi, hey yo.
Hey, buddy.
Give me a stage for you to climb.
Oh, hey, buddy.
So this is what I had available for enclosures because I didn't want them to sit in their shipping containers for 4 or 5 more days. They're
Also,
going home tomorrow.
So there were 2 trucks.
Oh, yeah.
These were on one truck, and there
they
was
caught the truck somewhere between Memphis and wherever to put them on a plane.
Hey, you should be on a plane right now. But
Yep.
there was another truck that they didn't catch that is currently broken down
In some small town in South Dakota.
with live animals on it, and well, they did have live animals on it.
There were live animals.
Yeah.
So we are just counting our blessings that these guys made it to North Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
They're alive. They've all been active. They've all eaten. I went to the pet store and I bought bloodworms. I never thought I'd be saying that.
It's currently 73 in here, which
and
I don't know.
I'm not going to say that I'm counting this humidity level because the humidity in each enclosure is going to be different than that.
Because
many of them have standing water. It might be about that in these 2, which these 2 need to be misted. But everyone else has standing water. I just added water in for these guys.
Okay.
These guys still, it looks like they might still have water.
I have a lot of water. There's about half an
The
inch.
Kaiser needs me to add water to him. So
He's
anyway.
not even in his water. He's right here.
He's hanging out at the top. Well, this has not got the best ventilation. So anyway, you'll notice my enclosures. I have 3 critter keepers, okay? I have this is technically a tarantula keeper that I actually was given when we bought our first crested gecko for a temporary little home for him. It was his home for like 2 nights. This is our jumping spider, our first enclosure that our jumping spider came in because it's got tiny vents and these are tiny little newts and I didn't want them escaping. This enclosure is a betta fish tank, like a half-gallon betta fish thing, that the owner of the local pet shop that also knows Jen was like, he goes, well, how many enclosures do you need? And I'm like, 1 or 2. And he goes, well, I can give you this. And so this was free. Just so that I had something to put everybody in. Which, as far as I'm concerned, is amazing. By the way, these guys have grown since they got here.
Really?
Yeah.
And this is Nude's commander?
Yeah, no, this is Gabe and Cass.
Okay. Okay, so the yellow spotted.
Yeah, they've grown since they got
Are they
here.
underneath the cork
They
bark?
probably are under the cork bark again.
Yeah.
But no, when they got here, they were like this long, and now they're easily like twice that length, which I didn't think they could grow that fast.
Wow.
Which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
They're almost as long as him now.
Oh, wow.
Like
Okay.
maybe half his length instead of a third his length. So yeah, adventures with shipping.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
And the problem is, you might judge these people for having these animals shipped the week of Thanksgiving. Which, had it not been the week of Thanksgiving, it might not have been as big of a deal. Because they could have gotten them the next day.
Oh, it's Lisa.
I'll call her back. They could have gotten them the next day.
Yeah.
But it was the week of Thanksgiving. And so, from talking to a couple of people, Mandy specifically said not to ship her animal until it was consistently going to be above 30 degrees in North Dakota.
Which will be like 3 or 4 months from now.
Right. And so she had told her person that she bought her animal from, hold my animal until it warms up.
Yep.
No, they went and shipped it on Monday morning. Straight away Monday morning. Jen only bought this crested gecko because the shipper specifically said they wanted this crested gecko. She said, I will give you this gecko if you will drive these animals to the airport in Miami. Which is not a far, from what she is explaining, it's like not a very far drive away, like 15 or 20 minutes away from where these animals were to the airport in Miami. The person was unwilling to do that. They were unwilling. She even told them that they could keep the money that she paid to ship these animals. She just would like to have the animals brought to her at the airport, and then she was going to carry them in her carry-on.
You know, maybe... Okay, Amanda said, like, don't ship until it's, like, consistently 30 or so degrees.
Yeah.
Maybe we're thinking, they're in North Dakota, they're close enough to the Canadian border, so they're probably using the metric system, so Celsius.
No.
No?
No, in Amanda's case, it was a Southern California person that has no concept of cold.
Oh. Yeah, cold is like 60 there, right?
Yeah. Same with Jen's case. Miami. They're from Miami.
So, the one thing that you
The
said...
coldest it gets there, they would have been fine in a truck over the weekend.
The one thing you said is, like, you were talking to some guy and he said that, well, they're just lizards.
Oh, God.
Or something like that. So, that got me in thinking, like everybody knows that lizards and amphibians are cold-blooded. So they think that they can withstand these temperatures.
They think, a lot of people, I think a misconception I had before we got reptiles was that, well, when it gets cold, they just hibernate. And then when it warms up, they come back. But now that we've got reptiles, I understand that that's not the way it is.
And a lot of people think that they can adapt to any temperature at all. No.
They can't. They're so sensitive.
Cold-blooded means that the temperature can go down and they won't feel themselves dying.
I think they're endothermic.
Endothermic? Okay.
They have to absorb heat from the environment around them.
That makes sense. Because they can't generate.
I think that's endo. It might be exothermic. I get the two mixed up. But I just heard them referred to that way actually this week while I was listening to a video about yellow spotted newts. So yeah.
God, this guy is so cool though. The orange and all that stuff. Yeah. Orange stripe down his back.
So, yeah.
So that's our fun Thanksgiving. So yeah. I hope you guys had better.
You know what? I'm not going to complain about our Thanksgiving.
You know, they're all alive.
They're alive. So. They're all kind of showing their personalities and.
Yeah, this guy.
They're not happy about being in the enclosures that they're in. But would you be?
Clementine is sleeping over there.
Yep. So, I mean, because, like, technically, this guy's okay in an enclosure just a tiny bit larger than this because he's a baby. This girl here should be in, like, an 18 by 18 by 24 inch enclosure minimum.
She's like fully grown.
She's a fully grown crested gecko. This guy should be in, like, a 10-gallon tank, fish tank set up for him. These guys, I don't know. I have no idea. This guy would like to be in a 10 to 20 gallon tank. These guys would like to be in a 20-gallon tank. So, I mean, it's not ideal, but it's an emergency situation.
It's better than their, like, Dixie cups or whatever they were.
Grab the box. So, this is the box they came in. Oh, you'll have to take the address off of there. I accidentally flashed the address with the camera. Here, like that. So, like, these are the heat packs that they use. This is the travel container that's for the crested gecko. She's the only one that's actually going to be going back in the travel container tomorrow because I can't transport her in this. It's not safe for her. But, like, yeah, this is what they ship in, which is great for their safety, but not so much for comfort, if you know what I mean. These are the same containers if you go to any... they're deli containers.
Yeah.
Deli cups.
Deli cups. There you go. If you go into any reptile or amphibian or whatever expo, They're all in those.
That's what they're in.
Yeah.
That's what they sell them in. I mean, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it for transport. But I didn't feel like it would be right to have these animals sitting in these cups for, well, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days.
Little guy, aren't you? Hi. Hello.
We've also been able to be slightly amused by some of their antics for the last 4 days.
Yeah, like the Chihuahua just likes to hide in this paper towel. I think he's right there. I see him.
He's like right here.
Yep.
Well, he got out yesterday.
Oh, the paper towel? Or
Out.
How? What did you do?
I was feeding him. And he came up and he jumped, he got here, and then he jumped, he landed on top of this one, and then he ended up back there.
You know what? I love the New Caledonian geckos. The Chihuahua gecko, lychees, crested geckos, leaf-tailed geckos.
You know what
they're
I
all
want
just
someday?
amazing. What?
I want a tokay gecko someday.
Okay.
But, here, can they see my calendar?
I think
Pictures?
so. Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
Oh, they can't see the pictures.
Oh, December is a tokay gecko.
Let's see.
Oh, the tokay is also on the front cover.
Oh, there's a tokay.
I want one of those. Because
that's awesome.
the sound that they make, they say their name.
They're New Caledonian too, aren't they?
I don't know.
It looks like it.
Maybe.
New Caledonian. Oh, also gargoyle geckos are New Caledonian.
Yes.
They all have the pads on their feet and tail, and then they all have the big bulgy eyes.
That's a gecko thing.
No.
I think.
Well, they don't have eyelids.
No, they don't. The only ones that have eyelids, I think, are leopards.
Yeah, vipers. Oh yeah, the vipers, I guess, do not have eyelids.
So anyway, yeah, these guys have been taking up my kitchen counter, and I do not mind. They're alive. They're, as far as I can tell, they're healthy. They're not happy. They're mad at me.
This guy might be happy. I don't know.
But
hello.
these guys, the only reason they're being as arboreal as they are is because they just don't have enough space.
Right.
They have 4 inches by 4 inches for floor space. That's it. Everybody else here has more than that for floor space.
Yep. I do want to take Clementine out because I'm worried about her tail.
Her laying the way she is right now is not going to hurt her tail.
We
And I don't want to stress her out.
we saw her earlier and she was clinging to the side and her tail was like, whoop.
We can put a picture. I
Yeah.
took a picture of it. And I thought she was being silly, and then the owner was like, "Oh no, that's the beginning of floppy tail," and I'm like, oh, "No," which is a bad thing. Like, she could have to lose her tail if she gets it really bad.
Cresteds do not grow their tail back.
So we're watching her, and I've got directions from Jen to just, like, anytime I see her in a way that her tail's not supported, to kind of encourage her to get on her horizontal.
Right.
But what I've noticed is geckos are like horses. They act as if they're paying their own vet bills. They do. It's the truth.
Yeah, they don't care.
They also have one brain cell that they share.
Collectively. They're like the Borg.
Yes.
They're
And that brain cell says jump. Now.
But seriously, geckos are pretty cool. I think that crested geckos are actually easier to care for than leopards.
Uh-huh.
Which they say leopard is like the most beginner friendly and cresteds are more
leopards
advanced.
and crested geckos are right here as far as beginner friendly, but I don't think any of them are really beginner friendly.
Leopards require like a hot zone and a cold zone and a moist
So do
zone.
these technically.
Yeah, but the zone is their whole enclosure.
Yeah.
So.
Well, no. They require a gradient from.
Well, yeah, but if you spray the top, you're gonna have a gradient naturally. So.
Yeah. So anyway, technically speaking, these guys and leopard geckos are both considered. They're both tied for beginner friendly reptile, and then bearded dragons are also up there. But I really, after us having had reptiles for a year, I don't believe in beginner friendly reptiles anymore. None of them are. There's so much about them. If you're really
each one has a different nuance and
different needs.
I mean, Chihuahuas and Cresteds and probably all the other New Caledonian have pretty much the same requirements as far as
similar
temperature. Well, these guys can go lower temperature than the Cresteds can.
Higher temperature.
Higher? Okay, higher.
Chihuahuas can handle about 3 to 4 degrees warmer than crested geckos. They need more insects. They can live off of crested gecko diet exclusively. They need more calcium than is in the crested gecko diet. Yeah, the leopard geckos,
It's different nuance.
they can only eat insects. Bearded dragons have to have veggies daily.
And when they're younger,
insects.
they have to have pinkies, which are baby mice.
No, they don't
They
ever
don't have to have.
They don't have to
Oh,
have pinkies.
I thought they
No.
said you had to give them pinkies
No.
like once a week.
They don't have to have. And when they're younger, they wouldn't be able to eat them. Bearded dragons. We did a little bit of research because we were thinking of getting one for our son at one point in time. We did not. He ended up with a leopard gecko instead because they're easier. So when they're younger, they have to have a diet that is something like. I'm gonna get it wrong. It's either 70% veggies and 30% insects when they're babies, and then flip flop it when they're adults.
I think that's.
Or the other way around. It might be 70% insects and 30% veggies.
I think
and
it's.
flip flop it.
I think it's more insects when they're younger, and then they switch to more
can't remember.
veggies. I think.
Can't remember. Not going. Cannot remember.
I can't either.
Doesn't matter for the purposes of our video. We don't have one. What I will tell you is, if you are planning on getting any of these animals, a newt, a gecko, a lizard, it doesn't matter. Go on Facebook, type in the species of animal you're thinking of getting, and join the newbie group.
And don't listen to Petco or PetSmart about them,
They-
because a lot of their employees don't know anything. There's some employees that do know a
They're
lot.
trying. Their employees are trying. 9 times out of 10, their employees are doing their very best. They're telling you what they're trained to tell you because that's what they're told is correct. But no, go on Facebook, join a newbie group for the animal that you're interested in. Understand that there's going to be people in that group that are going to be complete jerks.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that is because people are jerks.
It's Facebook.
It's Facebook. Part of that is because these people are so passionate about the animal that it puts them over the edge when someone is doing something wrong. In fact, I had the other day a situation where someone posted something. It was in one of the reptile groups that I'm in. I'm in several reptile groups. I'm in one for leopard geckos, one for crested geckos, one for chihuahua geckos, and I just joined a newt and salamander group. And anyway, the person had said something. Oh, I remember what it was. It was in the crested gecko group. And the person was breeding crested geckos, and they asked, is it normal for a hatchling to shed within 6 hours of coming out of the egg? Because I have one doing that, and I've never seen it before. In a later post in the thread, they comment that they've been breeding crested geckos for about 10 years, and they've just never seen this happen. So one person said to them that they have no right breeding crested geckos if they're not going to bother to do enough research to be able to answer that one simple question before they start breeding. And that kind of tore me off a little bit, because here's the thing. You can do all the research in the world that you want. In fact, we did quite a bit of research about leopard geckos before we brought one home.
We're not breeding though. But...
We're not breeding. All of the research that we did about leopard geckos was incorrect. Everything that we learned was incorrect.
It seems like it changes year to year.
Not just that, the information that you find from Google searches, you're going to find outdated information from not even year to year, but from 15 years ago. In fact, what we found was that an adult leopard gecko could live happily in a 10-gallon enclosure. And we were told by a breeder at the expo that we could put repticarpet in there. We didn't have to have loose substrate. Insects, okay, that was correct. We were given a coil UVB. Google even said coil UVB was okay. We were given a heat bulb. We were given a hood. We were given, we bought one hide. We found that you needed to have 2 hides for them. And so anyway, we did all this research. We come home, we set up the tank following what we have looked up and learned. And we put the lizard in, and we're like, no, this is not right. So then it occurred to me to join a leopard gecko Facebook group, to search for leopard geckos on Facebook. And I found a group, and I joined the group. And I'm like, guys, I think I messed up. I did research. This is what the research told me to do. This can't be right.
And what I recommend...
It was incorrect.
Look at Wiccan's Wicked Reptiles.
He's amazing.
Or Clint's Reptiles, right? Is it Clint?
Clint's reptiles.
His name is Clint. He actually has a PhD in biology or
Clint's
microbiologist
frogs,
or something like that.
Something like that.
I can't remember.
I don't remember.
I thought it was
we'll
Clint's
put it in the
reptiles.
description.
Yeah,
We'll put it in the description. Look these guys up. Watch videos. Search for them and the animal that you're interested in. Use that as a starting point because they're going to give you some really cool information.
In fact, Wiccan's Wicked Reptiles had a whole series where he looks at the papers from PetSmart and he says, "This is wrong.
Them.
This is wrong." Yeah, he grades them. It's kind of entertaining.
It is. So yeah. Yes, do your research. Don't trust Google. Join a Facebook group. Watch these YouTubers. Snake Discovery is also another good one.
Snake Discovery is good. They're good. They're actually located in Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're around the Minneapolis area,
you could even go in there. They have an adoption center. They're very strict on how you adopt animals, which I don't have an issue with that. Basically, you have to have a picture of the enclosure ready to go, or you have to buy everything for it there.
Which is nice.
I don't
it's
have
nice
an issue
that
with
they
that.
actually have.
It's nice to be able to be like, okay, I can buy everything I need here.
And they are actually breeders too, so.
Yes. So yeah. We have 8 lives that were saved by Amanda. Hey, Mandy.
If you're allergic to cats or dogs, just get a reptile. Cats.
They have such good personalities. And we have a Chihuahua gecko. We're calling it Hey Hey for now until we know if it's a boy or a girl. And I'm working with it so that it can be calm enough to like just chill with us. And
if you think that like all reptiles, they're like scaly scaly
if you get a
skin.
chance to pet a crested gecko,
cresteds as they walk across your arm,
they feel like velvet.
It's velvet, and like Hey, even though he's really small, when you pet him,
same thing.
Velvet. I'm afraid of actually hurting him, so I like really light on the pets for now. Yep. But he'll grow to be like
he'll grow to be about a foot long.
Yeah.
So.
And if you ever get a chance, leaf-tailed geckos.
He or she.
Huh? Oh,
he or she.
Leaf-tailed geckos are awesome.
So.
They're like crested geckos, but they're.
We're turning into an animal YouTuber.
I guess maybe I don't know.
It's okay.
But all right.
If we do, we do.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
And Merry Christmas.
Woo. You sound exhausted. You're blocking the enclosure. Move over a little more. You're going to have your arm down. There you go.